So for the third objective, we are going to interpret the pivot table that we created and kind of to make sense of it a little bit and help us in understanding our data set and the people that we have, we're using the people that we've collected data from. I'm saying this in general because if you're creating the data, you may be likely collecting the data, but just to let you know that you're trying to make sense of your data sets. And I'm trying to do that with the pivot table. So that is what we're doing in the thought objectives. To do that, let's go to the tables that we have. I'm only going to work with the Google Sheet in this case. I'm not going to work with the Excel. For this objectives, I'm just going to stick to Google Sheets. So let's go to Google Sheets in a minute. Okay, here we go. So we have our tables. We have two tables of the pivot table. We have this one, the one that we got for average out-of-pocket payments by race and education. And then we have the second one, which is out-of-pocket payments by type of insurance and coverage adequacy. So what we want to do with this is to insert it into our what we're using to present it in this case. Let's say for this demonstration, we're going to insert it into a Google slide. We're going to present this data to people who do not have the benefit of seeing the data set, and we have to insert it and present it in such a way that is going to help them understand what it is that we're trying to say. So, and let's get that done right now. So let me, so to insert, I'm going to do the first table. This was the first table that we did. So to insert it, you have to copy everything, the table that you need. You copy it and then right click and click copy, just copy. And then let's go to a Google Sheets that I've created for this. And this is the Google Sheet. And the way to do that is right click once again. And then there's, you can use the option that says paste or paste without formatting. So what I want is to paste it and kind of gives me some form of control in presenting it in a way that I think will be nice and clean. And so let me use paste. So when it tells me to paste, it gives me two options to link to the spreadsheet or to paste on linked. So I want to link it to the spreadsheet. The reason being, if there's any correction that I want to make in the spreadsheet, if I make it, I don't have to go back to the Google Sheet to make that correction. Because the Google Sheet will automatically update it and give me the latest version that I have. But there's some restriction that comes with that. It says only editors can update the table. So it means that the person who is the one that created that spreadsheet or pasted it is the only one that is able to make changes. Anybody else would not be able to do that. If I choose the paste on linked, if I want to make any changes, I have to make it both in the Google Sheets and then go into the Google slide and make the changes. So that's why I usually prefer a link to spreadsheet. So that's a click and paste, and I have my table here. Now I want to add the second sheet as well. Let's just take this off, control, remove it, delete everything. So I will go into Google Sheets once again to go and pull up my second table. So and I will select everything and control, right click, control, go into the spreadsheet and sorry, the Google Sheet, and click paste link and paste. So I have my information, but you can see it's a bit out of sync. It's not really fitting in. So I want to organize that a little bit. Let me make sure I, get everything in the same formats, and then let's get it into to fit into the Google the slide, and then let's push that a little bit to the middle. So you see that red line, that is to show you that it's kind of in the middle. I hope you guys can see that. So I can adjust it a little bit here in terms of formatting it in a little bit. Very, very almost the same as how you format in Google Sheets. So now I want to merge this cell, the three cells, since everything here is type of insurance. So I want to merge it. Right click, go to merge cells, and click on that, and I have it merged. And let me go and centralize it, and then let me go and put that in the middle. And then for this one, I want to take it off because this is just what it is that the pivot table created, but it may not be very clear to anybody else to see without understanding it. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take it off. Instead, I'm going to use this part and put it here, and then merge this as well, so that from this table you can see, sorry, you can see, sorry, yeah. And then let me put the color, let me give them all the same color right over here, fill color, and fill the color, and then right over here fill the color, so that they all have a uniform color, so that it's very easy for someone to know that the information on type of insurance, all of this is information that is related. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to remove the merging or merge cells because I went a bit too far. I just want to merge it to the insurance. This is a different thing. So let me also kind of separate it a little bit, so it is presented in such a way that they can tell that this is a different table. So based off on the coloring, we know that this table we are seeing here, this information is on adequacy of insurance coverage. The option is yes and no. This information is on table out-of-pocket payments. So these ones are for type of insurance. There are three options of it. And then this is the grand total for those of adequacy of insurance, no. Adequacy of insurance, yes. And this is the grand total for out-of-pocket payments, private and public. So this is our second table. Let me name this table so that it's easy for someone to also see it and understand it. So insert here that says text box. I will click on that and put that over here, and let's name it table 2 because it's our table 2, and that is average out of pocket payments by insurance type and coverage adequacy. So that is, we've named the table so that anybody who sees this table knows this is the information that is in this table because it's very clearly labeled. You can take it up or you can leave it down. Generally, the heading of a table goes on top of the table itself rather than underneath. So this is the way it's typically labeled. So you see this part that says update here. This is what happens if I make any changes to the spreadsheet. All I need to do is come here and click update, and it does update itself. So the same thing that I did with table 2, I can do with table 1, just to clean things up a little bit. And so table 1 is a bit bigger than table 2. So it may take a bit of more navigating or to kind of get it all in that nice state. But once again, this is the merge the cell. I'm merging the cell and taking this off and putting race here. So race goes here. I changed the same color so that everything is the same color for someone to very easily tell that they're all the same. This information are all similar to one another. So let's have that here, and then also merge the race bits, those two, and change the color so that is all once again the same color. And then for the grand total, this entire thing, I'm going to change the color so that it's all very clear. Let me change that text color. All right. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let me kind of narrow it down a little bit and I'll take it up. Okay, sorry, I need to make sure that my race, they're all in the same color. All right, so now I have my table all formatted, and everything is looking nice and clean now. Let's see. Right, so do the same thing that I did with table 1. I will label the table. So let me label the table right now. So the same thing that I did with this, I'm just going to copy it so that I don't have to create it afresh. So Control C, or just right click and select copy, go to table 1, right click, select paste. And I need to move that a bit up, change that to table 1 because this is my table 1, and change that to race and educational level. Sorry, let's keep it consistent. Yeah, so that's I have presented my table. It all looks, it all looks nice and clean now. Oh my god, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the right, yeah, this is table 1, not table 2. So this is table, oh, my stuff doesn't work. This is my table 1 and this is my table 2. So I have all my information all set up. Now let's try to make sense of this um, table, this data that we've collected. So based off on the information from our data set, we can see that on average, people who are multiracial and have master's degree are spending the most on out-of-pocket payments for healthcare. The reason is because they have the highest average of when it comes to the number of amounts they are spending on an average. So we could say from this table that those who are multiracial and have master's degree based off on on our data. They are the one. Okay, no, not that one. Sorry, those who I forgot that the figure was different. Sorry. So those who are multiracial and have a high school diploma are spending the most on out of pocket payments than any other category of the participants that we have. And the people that are spending the least amount of money on out of pocket payments are those who are white and have what's it called, and have high school diploma. So that's what our data is telling us based off on the pivot table that we've gotten. That's on average, multiracial with high school diploma spending the most out of pocket, white high school diploma spending the least. But overall, if you're going to look at race overall, multiracial are spending the most on out of pocket payments, and whites are spending the least on out of pocket payments. And but if we look at it from the uh, level of education, we have those who have a master's degree being the ones that are spending the most money on out of pocket payments, while those who have undergraduate degree are the ones who are spending the least out of pocket payment for those who are for the race that is concerned. So that is the information that we can get out of our pivot table. So this is for table 1, and then for table 2, what we have from table 2 is that the people who are spending the most money on out of pocket payments when it comes to health insurance are those who are all around are those who say they have adequate healthcare coverage and have private insurance, while those who are spending the least amount of amounts out of pocket payments are those who say they have adequate health insurance and have uh, um, public insurance. So this is what we are getting from our data. From our data set, this is what our data set is telling us based off on the data set. So we can make this interpretation to say, based off on the information we have on our data sets, this is what we are getting out of it. So this is a way to interpret your pivot table. It's can give you some very useful information. We know that when it comes to adequacy of insurance coverage, those who say yes are spending more out of pocket than those who said no. But when it comes to the type of insurance, those who are paying 100% out of pocket are spending the most on out of pocket payments compared to those who are on private insurance and on public insurance. So that is that overall when it comes to our data. So that's what our data is telling us. So I hope this is helpful to you in trying to make sense of the information that you collect with your data set and how that can help you in interpreting or sort of analyzing your data. Do you have a lovely day? Bye.